Have you ever sat in the quiet of your living room, maybe with a cup of tea in your hand, and suddenly felt this strange, lingering thought drift through your mind? What happens when I'm dead? Maybe it wasn't fear exactly, but a kind of uneasiness, a gentle tap on your shoulder reminding you that life doesn't go on forever. If that's ever happened to you, you are not alone. In fact, more people over 60 think about death than they'll ever admit out loud. But here's the thing, what if I told you that preparing for death doesn't have to be frightening at all? What if it could be something peaceful, even beautiful? You see, the problem isn't death itself, it's the fear around it. That fear can eat away at your joy, your calm, and the quality of your everyday life. But once we understand it, talk about it, and prepare ourselves for it, something amazing happens. We stop being scared. We start truly living. So today, let's sit down together and talk honestly, not in a cold or depressing way. Think of this like a heartfelt conversation with a good friend who wants nothing more than to see you feel strong, at peace, and ready. Ready not to just leave this life someday, but to enjoy the rest of it until that time comes. It all starts with acceptance. That's the first step. We often spend our entire lives avoiding the topic of death, acting like it's some far off storm that won't reach us anytime soon. But once you pass 60, you begin to realize that the road ahead is shorter than the road behind. And while that may sound a bit heavy, it's actually a gift because it helps you prioritize what really matters. Acceptance isn't about giving up, it's about making peace with reality so that you can focus your energy on what you can control. Imagine someone planting a garden, knowing they may not see all the flowers bloom, but they plant it anyway, not out of fear, but out of love. That's the mindset we need to nurture. Death doesn't have to be a looming shadow. It can be the quiet closing of a well loved book. So begin by telling yourself it's okay to think about this, it's okay to talk about it, and it's okay to be at peace with it. Once you accept the reality of death, the next thing to think about, what do you want to leave behind? Not just things like your house or money, but your values, your stories, your laughter, your love. Preparing to die means living in a way that makes the end feel complete, not rushed, not filled with regret, but full of meaning. That might mean having conversations with your children or grandchildren that you have been putting off, telling someone you love them, forgiving someone, or even forgiving yourself. It could mean writing letters to the people you care about most, something they can hold on to even when you're gone. These are the kind of things that ease your heart, not just theirs. And let's not forget how powerful a legacy can be. You don't need to be famous to leave a legacy. Every life leaves a mark. You might have taught your family how to be kind, how to cook a special dish, how to laugh in hard times. Those are priceless gifts. Think about the kind of impact you want to make now, not later, and start living that legacy today. Another thing that can bring a lot of peace is getting your affairs in order. I know this isn't the most exciting part, but it's one of the most loving things you can do for your family. Wills, healthcare directives, funeral wishes, these aren't just legal tasks, they are acts of kindness. They lift a heavy burden from your loved ones, during a very emotional time. And more than that, they help you feel in control. It's like finally organizing a cluttered drawer that's been bothering you for years. You feel lighter. And don't wait until you are sick to do it. The best time to take care of these things is when you feel good, when your mind is sharp and your heart is clear. Don't see it as preparing to die. See it as preparing to live the rest of your life with clarity and peace of mind. Now, I want to talk about something that might surprise you: joy. Yes, absolute joy. Because one of the most important ways to prepare for death is to fill your remaining years with joy, laughter, and connection. Fear often comes from the feeling that life is slipping away without having really lived it. So go out and do the things you have always wanted to do, no matter how small. Dance in your kitchen, travel if you can, spend time in nature, take up painting or gardening or learning the guitar, reconnect with an old friend, laugh as much as you can, because every moment of joy is a moment where fear loses its grip. And here's the truth most people don't hear enough: it's never too late. Not to start over, not to heal, not to be happy. You are not too old for peace, and you're not too old to live and to live well. We have already taken a big step today just by having this conversation. You have opened your heart to an idea many people avoid for their whole lives. That shows courage. And with courage comes calm. And with calm comes clarity. One thing that helps quiet the fear of dying is understanding that you are more than just your body. You have had decades of memories, love, lessons, and experiences, and none of that disappears. It lives on through the people you have touched, the stories you have shared, the kindness you have shown. That's something death can never take away. So when fear starts to creep in, remind yourself, I have mattered and I still matter. It also helps to let go of the idea that you have to be ready in a perfect way. Some people think they'll only be at peace if they have done everything right or figured it all out. But no one has all the answers. You don't need a perfect life to have a peaceful ending. You just need to be honest, loving, and open hearted. That's enough. And speaking of honesty, it's okay to talk about your fears, whether it's with a friend, a counselor, or even a support group. Opening up can take a huge weight off your chest. You might be surprised at how many others are feeling the same way. Sometimes just saying the words out loud, I'm afraid, can make them lose their power. There's also incredible strength in quiet moments, sitting outside and feeling the breeze, watching the sunlight shift through the trees, listening to your favorite music. These aren't just moments to pass time, they are moments that remind you life is still happening, still beautiful. And when we pay attention to these small things, we start to feel less rushed, less anxious. Time begins to feel like a gift, not a countdown. Another peaceful step is to simplify. Let go of things that don't serve you anymore: grudges, clutter, old worries. The less weight you carry, the easier it is to walk your path. When your home feels peaceful, when your heart feels light, the idea of letting go at the end doesn't seem so scary. it starts to feel like a gentle exhale. And perhaps most comforting of all is connection. The people you love and the people who love you. Those relationships are a powerful source of peace. Take the time now to say what matters. Tell people what they mean to you. Hug a little longer. Laugh a little louder. Sit down for long conversations. These are the treasures you carry with all the way to the end. When you live this way, with acceptance, simplicity, and love, death loses its sting. It becomes just one more part of the journey, not something to fear, but something to prepare for with calm and even grace. One of the most powerful things you can do as you prepare for the end of life is to make peace, not just with others, but with yourself. We all carry moments we wish we could redo, times we were too harsh, too quiet, too afraid. But those moments don't define your life. What defines you is how you choose to live now. Forgive yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. You did your best with what you knew, and that's something to be proud of. Preparing for death without fear also means trusting that your life mattered. Even if you didn't build grand things, or travel the world, or achieve every dream, your presence has shaped others in ways you may never fully see. Maybe it was how you listened when someone needed to talk. Maybe it was how you showed up every day with love in your heart. That's legacy, and it's real. And here's something else worth remembering: your spiritual peace is yours to define. Whether you believe in God, nature, energy, or simply the love you have shared, whatever brings you comfort, hold on to that. Let it be your anchor. Let it remind you that you are part of something larger, something enduring. In the quiet of your soul, you will find the strength to let go of fear. Some people like to write a few final words, maybe a letter to their family, or a small reflection about their life, not for attention, but for closure. It's a way of saying, I was here, I lived, I loved. And that simple act can bring tremendous peace. And don't forget to keep laughing. Even near the end, laughter heals. It reminds us that life is still happening right now. Watch your favorite comedies, tell silly stories, share joyful moments with your family. Fear can't live in a heart full of laughter. So, if you're watching this and feeling anxious about the unknown, I want you to breathe deeply. You are not alone. Millions of people feel this way, but it doesn't have to rule you. Each day you wake up is a chance to live with more love, more presence, and more peace. You have made it this far, not by accident, but through strength, courage, and wisdom. You are not a burden, you are a blessing, and your story matters, every last page of it. So prepare not with fear, but with dignity. Live with kindness. Let go with grace. And know this deeply: you are enough, just as you are. If this video gave you comfort or helped you reflect, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you found peace here, someone else might too. So consider sharing this with a friend or loved one. And if you'd like more uplifting, honest conversations like this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Here's to living fully, loving deeply, and letting go gently at any age. You are loved, you are remembered, and you are never alone. Thank you and see you in the next video.